Okay, so Coral is an idea that has come about between Arun and I of trying to develop, smarter, more energy efficient housing. I came along much later in the process, but he had already, I guess through 2012 to maybe 2020, he kind of dabbled in a lot of different construction. I was in school at that point, but he built some houses. He built a lot of commercial projects, gas stations. When I started on for him, we started building a gas station here in Longview. And from there, we've just kind of worked together to figure out how do we combine this to make it more energy efficient. He's always, said, I don't want to be the same 12th builder. I don't want to be building the same thing everybody else is building. I want to build something, new, something that has more purpose to it. He's always talked about his past and how he grew up in India, and they have a lot of, concrete block homes in India. And then, all these guys we work with, they have concrete block homes in Mexico. And he was like, why don't we have any of that really in the US? I think there are in some places, but specifically in Texas, I'm born and raised here in the Diana, Longview area, East Texas. And we just don't have that around here. It's all, barn dominiums and regular traditional houses. And so we were trying to see how do we come up with something, a little more modern, but also bring in this energy efficiency to it of making it, just a better house overall in design. And then really, I guess since probably 2020, around COVID time, the weather patterns have just seemed like they've just been getting increasingly worse and worse. And the East Texas area has experienced a lot more tornadoes. It's really kind of hit home. And so this was perfect. It's just kind of flown up since there, and we've just been building them left and right, and people seem to love them. Yeah, so we build it out of CMU blocks, and most of them are filled, most of the cells within the block are filled with core foam insulation. And so that's really what brings that energy efficiency. And then the blocks, they bring the overall structure of it, making sure it's solid. We fill a lot of the cells still with concrete at certain spacings, but one advantage that brings is the energy efficiency. It holds in a lot more insulation. And then the other one is you don't have to deal with termites or any kind of thing like that. There's no wood really except for your interior walls. Those are the only thing that might have some wood. But so the structure, it'll last for a lifetime. I mean, look at all the downtown areas. They're all built out of CMU cinder blocks. Those will last forever. They've been around since before I was there. Yeah, so the cost expectations are going to be very similar to a conventional house built out of wood. The key differences are when you build a wooden house, or if you want brick on the outside of that wooden house, you're going to still pay the same price for that brick, and then you're also going to pay for the wooden 2x4 walls. And so basically we've just kind of combined that into one package. We've got the structure that's the cinder blocks, but then also you're paying only the price to lay the bricks once, whereas on a conventional house, you're going to pay to put up the 2x4 walls, and then you're going to pay somebody to come back and lay the bricks right outside the house too. And so a lot of people have or like that look of the brick homes, and so we had to figure out how do we package it so it doesn't look just like a bunch of cinder blocks stacked together. And so we've come back and we've figured out how to stucco the walls and plaster them right to where they still look very appealing. And you really can't even tell, what's behind the walls there. We're hoping to just keep expanding. We'd like to kind of push into the custom home market, but we've done a lot of small home developments and townhomes, and we're hoping to just keep pushing Coral everywhere that people can live and try to make it cheaper, more energy efficient, and better structures. This is a prime example of what a custom home can look like from Coral. You're going to have tall ceilings, you're going to have very sharp lines, crisp edges, just a modern design. So this is the right decision for new customers because everything into it has been engineered from the ground up. I mean, we're taking and looking at every single aspect of the home and trying to build it to last a lifetime. We built it to be modern, cost efficient, to last a lifetime, have a sleek look, and be energy efficient.